Yeah, this is this is gonna be a short video. Had to put some chapstick on my lips. But let me tell you something. When you move beyond this point in life, let's say you finally made it out of poverty, you finally made it out of the struggle. And just remember, bro, how bad it was. You know, to go long periods without sex, long periods without a woman in your life. Just remember how bad it was and how you never want to go back to that ever again. Some of y'all gonna make it out, man. Some of y'all got enough drive and ambition to make it out of your situation and not having to struggle anymore with anything, dating, buying a car, buying a house. You know, just remember how bad it was. Because some motherfuckers, they get to be rich and they start blowing all their money and stuff. You feel what I'm saying? They're not thinking like, God damn, if I lose all my money, I'm not gonna be able to attract them young hotties like I used to. You know what I'm saying? When I had the bread, you feel me? Because some motherfuckers, they forget, you know, where they come from. They forget they came from nothing. You feel me? You know, they forget that they was in that long drought of not having a girlfriend, you know, not having sex for long periods of time. They forget about that. Because life is good, you know? You're barbecuing every day. You're dating different women. Okay? Because you got the bag. You know? So always remember, bro, like, how bad it was how bad it was before you became successful. I'm talking about after you done became successful and after you done got the women that you wanted, the cars you wanted, the houses you wanted. That's what I'm talking about. Like me personally, bro, I don't never want to experience this shit ever again. Once I make it past this point in my life, I don't never want to come back here again. You feel what I'm saying? I don't want to revisit homelessness again. I've seen people come from homelessness to, you know, being rich. They made it from homelessness to being rich and then went back to being homeless again. I'm like, what's the point of getting rich if you're just gonna go back to being poor again? What's the point? Because they forgot. You know, they got rich, they got $100 million in their pocket, and they forgot. You know? They forgot how it was to struggle. They forgot how it was to struggle in the dating market. They forgot how they went long periods without a girlfriend or long periods without sex. I'm like, if you blow all your money, you're just gonna go right back to where you started. Remember how you were struggling? to get sex on a regular. Remember how you were struggling? They forget about that, man. You know, they forget about how it was to struggle. How it was before they came up. They get amnesia real quick. But I said that to myself while I was flying the sign. I said, when I make it, I ain't gonna never want to go back to where I was. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna always invest my money wisely. Just like Diddy, 50 Cent. I think he filed for bankruptcy at one point. You know. But he got back on track. I think Mayweather he filed for bankruptcy too. But he got more fights coming up, so that should end his money problems for now. Because motherfucker, they get into that position of power and they start spending their money, just having a good time, blowing all their money, and they end up back in the same situation. I don't never want to get back into this situation ever again, where I'm struggling. I don't want to never feel the struggle ever again. So I'm going to invest my money wisely. You feel what I'm saying? Once I get my bread, yeah, I'm going to go on vacation. I'm going to buy me a brand new car and shit like that. But I'm going to also invest some more. Because I don't ever want to feel the struggle again. You feel me? And as you get older, it gets harder when you age and shit, man. Nobody cares about you when you're older and broke, bruh. I think when you're younger and broke, you get away with it. Maybe like you're 22 or 23 years old, you could get away with being broke. People are more likely to open doors for you and shit. You feel what I'm saying? People are more likely to help you out in the time of need. You feel me? People are more likely to help you out when you're young, especially when you're in your teens. People are more likely to let you stay at the house. People are more likely to help you out in any way they can. You feel what I'm saying? But when you older and you ain't got no money, you're gonna have a hard time getting a leg up from anybody. You could get away with being broke in your 20s. Maybe you could get away with being broke in your 30s. But once you get to your 40s, it's a brand new ball game. It's a different animal. Because by the time you get to your 40s, you should be have accomplishment, man. That's how females look at you. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to have some accomplishments, man. You ain't got that, man. You're gonna have a hard time. A lot of cats out here, they're in their 50s and stuff, and they can't find nobody to help them at all. They're just dead to the world, man. Dudes in their 60s out here, they can't find no help from nobody. You feel me? They can't find no help from anyone. When you're young You can get away with murder, bro, literally, and people will still help you out. It's a lot easier to get a girlfriend when you're younger because you're less picky. I believe that the older you get, the pickier you become. Like me, I can't stand females that got flat booties. I can't settle for that. I'm sorry. You know, she gotta have something. And even boobs. She got some booty back there. I seen it. It's not big, but it's there. You feel what I'm saying? And it's not flat. You know, she ain't got a flat butt. You know, I say it's about medium. Maybe small to medium, somewhere around there. Yeah, from small to medium. That's how big her butt is. Between small and medium. And I'll deal with that for now. Until I get some money, then, you know, that's how it's all good, man. But just remember, once you move past this point, don't forget how bad it was, how much of a nightmare life was before you became rich and successful. Don't forget. Don't start blowing all your money. Just remember, invest that shit, and always remember the reason why you're investing, because you don't want to go back to struggling. You move past that point in your life. Okay, you don't want to revisit that shit again. You don't want to go back to the same drawing board that you did in the first place, or where you've been at. You know, like when you think about like Mike Tyson and MC Hammer, Young Buck, they did a lot of bad things with their money, man. They just spending and spending and spending and not never investing in nothing, bro. MC Hammer is a prime example, bro. All that spending he was doing, it caught up to him. He went bankrupt. I mean, he was just spending and spending and never investing. He ended up broke in the same situation he was in before he got rich. He went back. No, don't ever go back. Keep moving forward. You feel me? Once you make it past that point, once you become successful, keep on investing your money. That's why I like Ray J and Neo and shit. They still got money in their pocket, man, because they invested. You know, Ray J, he invested in earbuds, and he's still doing well with those earbuds. Most of his money is coming from earbuds. He is still selling well, man. You feel what I'm saying? He's still selling. You know? I think, I forgot what Neo invested his money in. I forgot. I looked it up a while back and I forgot what it was that he invested in. But he's not broke because when he had the money, he invested it wisely. I mean, it's wise to invest your money, you know what I'm saying? You know, you feel me? Like, it's wise to invest your money in earbuds because people are always going to need earphones, bro. People love music. They're going to buy earphones. I buy earphones, you feel me? And they always go out. You always got to replace your earbuds, you know what I'm saying? Because they're only going to last, 4 or 5 months at the most, before they get a short in them. And then one of the speakers go out and then you got to go buy a new pair. So yeah, so Ray J is going to eat forever off them earbuds, bro. He been invested that money in them earbuds a long time ago, and he's still eating. I think he invested in earbuds when he was doing the Ray of Love or whatever on MTV, that reality TV show he was on. You know, he's still eating to this day off the earbuds, bro. You feel what I'm saying? He's taking care of his family just on earbuds. That's most of his money coming from right now. Matter of fact, that's all the money that's coming from. He's eating off earbuds and they ain't slowing down. Them motherfuckers are selling like hotcakes right now. Ray J still selling them earbuds, bro, and that's been like years ago. So make strong, wise investments once you move beyond the point of poverty, okay? What's up with it, Alex? You know, the choice is yours, baby. You can do this the hard way or the easy way. He's talking about Boondocks. But like I said, man, just remember, once you move beyond that point of being poor, just remember where you were, remember how hard it was, and how you never want to go see that shit again. That'll make you invest money. Don't get the money and start blowing it on stuff, man, without investing first. So that money will meet you a couple of years down the stretch. You know what I'm saying? Trust me, bro. You'll thank me for it once you become successful. Once you become rich, you'll be like, God damn, shit. I'm glad I listened to Hellcat. I would have been broke a long time ago. Because motherfuckers do stupid stuff with their money, and they think they got an endless amount of money. Even if they got 100 million, that's not an endless amount. Huh? Eventually, 100 million will run out. You will run out of 100 million. I seen lotto winners win 100 million and be broke within 5 to 10 years. You feel what I'm saying? They broke. They didn't do the right thing with their finances. You're like, how you go broke having $100 million in your pocket? Because no investing, just kept spending and spending and kept spending. Got a brand new girlfriend, spending money on her, taking exotic trips across the world, buying exotic cars, buying exotic houses. You feel what I'm saying? You know, so don't forget how bad it was once you move beyond the point of being poor. So some dudes, like I said, some dudes, they forget how hard it was. Because remember, you went either 9 or 10 years, okay, without a woman, or you had a bad sex life or something. Because I'm going to always remember this. Like, once I move past this point, I'm going to think back like, God damn, I was on the streets. I was homeless. I didn't have a girlfriend for like years. I'll never want to experience that my whole entire life. I'll never want to experience being homeless ever again. I don't want to experience being without a woman for long periods of time again. I don't want to never experience that ever as long as I fucking live on this fucking planet. And I pop my F on purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like Tom Life said, you know, I pop my P on purpose. You know, you don't want to go back to that same struggle. You know what I'm saying, that you had before. Always invest your money wisely and you'll stay rich. You'll never go back to struggling in the dating market, because a lot of us, we're trying to get out of the struggle of the dating market. Why would you want to go back to struggling again? You lose the money, you're going to lose the women. The women going to leave. Let's say you became rich. You started dating 8, 9s, and 10s. Women that are out of your league. Oh, well, if you go broke, them 8, 9s, and 10s, they're going to leave you. So that's how you got to think about it, bro. Like, okay, I got to invest this money because I don't want to lose my 8, 9s, and 10s that I'm dating right now. We're going to go make an investment. Fuck that. I can't lose these women, bro. You got to look at it just like that. I cannot, go back to the fucked up ass dating life ever again. So invest that money. You guys have a good day. This is just a short video, man. I just got to the pho place. I'm about to have pho. It's lunchtime. It's 2 o'clock. It's past 2 o'clock. So it's lunchtime. First meal of the day. You guys have a good day. I'm out.